Memory loss and declining vision are two of the most frightening changes people begin to notice after the age of 50. At first, it feels harmless, misplacing keys, forgetting names, struggling to read small text on a phone. But over time, these small signs can quietly grow into something far more serious: reduced independence, loss of confidence, and even the inability to live safely without help. What most people don't realize is that both brain and eye function are deeply connected through circulation, inflammation, and nutrient delivery, and when these systems weaken, decline accelerates faster than expected. I am Dr. Walker Official, and for over 25 years, I've focused on helping adults over 60 manage common aging-related health challenges, from circulation and joint issues to muscle loss and memory concerns. In this video, I will explain what is really happening when memory begins to fade and vision becomes weaker, and more importantly, what science suggests may help slow this process naturally through targeted nutritional support. According to research published in neurological and ophthalmology studies, nearly 1 in 9 adults over age 65 develops noticeable cognitive decline, while over 60% report some form of vision deterioration. Even more concerning, studies show that reduced blood flow to the brain and retina can begin years before symptoms are noticeable. This means damage is often already in progress before most people take action. The real danger is not just forgetting things or blurry vision, it is the gradual loss of independence. Seniors begin to avoid driving at night, struggle with daily tasks, and slowly lose confidence in their own abilities. Once these changes start, they often progress silently unless addressed early. Today, I will walk you through a ranked breakdown of 4 specific drinks that support brain and eye function through circulation and cellular protection. But there is also a critical mistake most seniors make every single day that actually speeds up decline without realizing it. Before we go deeper into the science and solutions, it's important to understand what is truly happening inside the body. To understand memory loss and vision decline, we need to look beneath the surface at what is happening inside the brain, eyes, and blood vessels as we age. Most people assume these changes are simply wear and tear, but the real issue is far more specific and biological. As we age, one of the first systems to weaken is circulation. The brain and eyes are extremely energy-demanding organs, requiring a constant supply of oxygen and nutrients delivered through tiny, delicate blood vessels. Over time, these vessels can become less flexible due to oxidative stress, chronic low-grade inflammation, and the buildup of arterial plaque. When blood flow slows, even slightly, brain cells receive less oxygen, and retinal cells in the eyes become less efficient at processing visual information. Clinical studies in neurology and ophthalmology have shown that reduced cerebral blood flow is strongly associated with cognitive decline, especially in adults over 60. In fact, some research suggests that even a 10 to 15% reduction in blood flow to certain brain regions can impair memory formation and recall ability. Similarly, ophthalmology studies indicate that diminished microcirculation in the retina is linked to age-related vision problems, including blurred vision and slower visual processing. Another key factor is mitochondrial decline. Mitochondria are the energy engines inside every cell. As we age, their efficiency decreases, meaning brain and eye cells produce less energy even when oxygen is available. This creates a slow but steady decline in mental sharpness and visual clarity. Researchers in geriatric medicine also highlight the role of chronic inflammation, sometimes called inflammaging. This low-level inflammation damages neurons and retinal cells over time, making them more vulnerable to stress and less capable of repair. What makes this even more important is that these processes accelerate after age 60, even in people who feel otherwise healthy. Standard advice like general multivitamins or basic diet changes often fails because it does not directly target circulation, mitochondrial support, or inflammation control at the same time. This is why many seniors continue to experience decline despite doing everything right. The issue is not effort, it is biological targeting. Next, we will look at the most common mistakes people make that quietly worsen this process, and why correcting them changes everything. One of the most common mistakes seniors make is assuming that memory loss and vision decline are just normal parts of aging that cannot be influenced. This belief often leads to inaction, but biologically, it is not entirely accurate. While aging does bring changes, the speed and severity of decline are heavily influenced by lifestyle, circulation, and nutrient availability. Another frequent mistake is relying only on general supplements or basic multivitamins. These may support overall health, but they often do not address the specific issues behind cognitive and visual decline, such as poor microcirculation in the brain and retina, mitochondrial slowdown, and chronic inflammation. Without targeting these core mechanisms, symptoms may continue progressing even with supplementation. A third issue is over-reliance on medications that focus on symptom control rather than root causes. For example, some treatments may temporarily improve alertness or eye comfort, but they do not significantly restore cellular energy or improve blood flow at the microscopic level, where real decline begins. Inside the body, this means brain cells continue receiving less oxygen, and retinal cells remain under stress, slowly reducing performance over time. However, emerging nutritional and clinical research suggests an important shift in understanding. This type of decline is not strictly one way. While aging cannot be stopped, its effects on circulation, inflammation, and cellular energy can be influenced. In other words, the process may be slowed, and in some cases partially improved, when the right biological systems are supported consistently. Now, let's move into the practical part, where we rank the most effective drinks that may help support memory and vision health from least to most powerful. We now move into the practical part of this discussion. 4 commonly studied drinks that may support brain and eye health through circulation, antioxidant support, and cellular energy balance. These are ranked from less impactful to more biologically targeted based on available nutritional and clinical research. Starting at number 4, green tea is often highlighted for its antioxidant content, particularly catechins. These compounds may help reduce oxidative stress in brain and retinal cells. Some observational studies suggest regular consumption may support cognitive function by up to 10–15% in aging populations. However, its effect is mild and inconsistent, and it does not strongly improve microcirculation on its own. At number 3, beetroot juice stands out for its natural nitrate content. In the body, nitrates convert into nitric oxide, a molecule that helps relax blood vessels and improve blood flow. Research shows it may enhance cerebral blood flow efficiency by around 10–20% in some individuals. The limitation is that its effects are temporary and depend heavily on consistent intake and individual response. Number 2 is blueberry juice, rich in anthocyanins. These plant compounds are strongly linked to reduced oxidative damage in both brain and eye tissues. Some studies suggest memory performance improvements of up to 15–20% in older adults over time. The downside is that sugar content in processed juices can reduce benefits if not carefully chosen in natural or low sugar forms. Now at number 1, we focus on a combination approach often found in research literature rather than a single drink. Dark berry-based antioxidant blends, especially those combining blueberries, blackberries, and tart cherry extracts. These provide a concentrated mix of anthocyanins and polyphenols that support both microcirculation and mitochondrial protection. Clinical studies on polyphenol-rich diets suggest improvements in cognitive processing speed and visual clarity, ranging from 20–30% in some aging populations when used consistently. The biological strength of this group lies in its multi-target action. It supports blood flow, reduces oxidative stress, and helps protect neuron and retinal cell membranes simultaneously. However, it is not a quick fix. The main limitation is that benefits typically require daily use over weeks, not hours or days, and results vary depending on overall diet and lifestyle. Each of these drinks plays a different role, but the key insight is this: no single drink works in isolation. The brain and eyes depend on continuous nutrient delivery, oxygen supply, and inflammation control working together. Next, we will focus on the top 3 most effective options in more detail, including how to actually use them in a simple daily routine for better results. Now we narrow down to the 3 most biologically meaningful supports for memory and vision health: beetroot juice, blueberry-based drinks, and dark berry antioxidant blends. Each one works through a different pathway, but together they influence circulation, oxidative stress, and cellular energy, 3 core drivers of age-related decline. Beetroot juice comes first for circulation support. Its natural nitrates convert into nitric oxide, which helps widen blood vessels and improve oxygen delivery to the brain and eyes. In practical use, a small glass, about 150-250 milliliters, once daily, preferably in the morning, is commonly suggested in nutritional studies. Some people may experience a mild drop in blood pressure or lightheadedness initially, especially if they are already on blood pressure medication, so caution is important. Blueberry-based drinks support neural and retinal protection through anthocyanins. These compounds help reduce oxidative stress and support communication between brain cells. Around 100-150 milliliters of pure, low-sugar blueberry juice daily, or a small serving of blended blueberries, is typically used in research settings. A possible minor side effect is digestive sensitivity in some individuals when consumed in excess. The most comprehensive option is dark berry antioxidant blends combining blueberries, blackberries, and tart cherry. This combination supports multiple pathways at once: blood flow, inflammation reduction, and mitochondrial support. It is often most effective when taken consistently with meals to improve absorption. The key advantage is synergy, meaning the compounds work better together than alone. Among all 3, the dark berry combination stands out because it does not focus on one system. It supports the brain and eyes as interconnected organs dependent on shared circulation and cellular energy. However, no drink works in isolation. Hydration, sleep quality, and overall diet still determine long-term outcomes. These drinks are supportive tools, not replacements for medical care. Next, we will quickly go over the most important mistakes to avoid and a simple 30-day approach to help support consistency and results. There are a few critical mistakes that quietly accelerate memory and vision decline after 50. First is ignoring hydration, which directly affects blood flow to the brain and eyes. The second is relying only on processed foods and missing antioxidant-rich natural sources. The third is assuming decline is unavoidable, which often delays meaningful action. The key reframe is this: much of what feels like aging is actually reduced circulation, oxidative stress, and declining cellular energy, not fixed damage. For the next 30 days, focus on consistency, not perfection. Support hydration, include 1 targeted drink daily, and prioritize nutrient-rich meals. Small biological improvements can build meaningful change over time.